this area. Click that. And refresh. There it is. Should be live. Save. Now we go and turn off the chat room because I can't, for some reason, that is not a default thing.
No.
Let's save.
Computers are just weird. I blocked the screen on the laptop that sends the chat room. So the chat room I can read fine, but notice my other computer has gone blank. That's the same computer that's sending the chat room.
Uh-oh.
That's all right.
Now
you can't. Bum, 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 bum. All right. Hey, Giz One. Steve D. Blue screen, yes. Fortunately, it's still letting me see the chat room, so that's good on the other monitor.
Cat dance.
Wow. Dun, dun, dun. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. It's the dancing cat. Some water, please.
You want some tea? There you go. Have some tea.
Water, please. Dancing waffles.
The dancing kitty. Now.
ATI 83. So TI, what does your TI stand for? Last week we remembered it was Texas Instrument made the 83. Oh, what is it on the shelf?
That was my Game Boy. Knocking my Game Boy over. What are you doing?
Steve D wants to know how Jack is.
Jack's doing good. Jack was just here. He was just a moment ago.
Okay.
And then this is waffles. So
waffles Fuel Boat. Hey, Fuel Boat, we're using your letter tonight. Glad to see you in chat. Roger. Oh. Captain J. Did you move to Hawaii, Captain J, with Aloha? You know, can you do I'm thinking, I guess, September. I guess it doesn't matter when we do the virtual meetup because we don't have to figure out on weather.
True.
But if we did it on a Saturday at 5:30 at night, is that possible?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay. The only reason I thinking about it is I do this Giz Wiz show on Twit, and since a lot of our audience is both Twit and they don't have to miss anything over a Twit because I wouldn't do Giz Wiz that night. I would do our meetup.
Yeah.
All right, so let's plan on that. We'll pick a date like in September or something.
Perfect.
For a virtual meetup.
Perfect.
Elmo, RF guy. Where were you 10 years ago last Saturday? Uh, 10 years ago, I do that thing on Facebook is fun.
Oh yeah, the memory.
10, yes. 10 years ago, yesterday, I won this Inkpot Award at the San Diego Comic-Con. And then I flew directly from the Comic-Con to San Francisco, went up to Twit, and did the first Giz Wiz out of the brick house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and because we were supposed to do it 2 weeks later, but I said to Leo, Leo, I'm going to be in San Diego. If it's possible to do the show 2 weeks earlier, he said, well, you know what? The studio, we can arrange it so that the studio is finished enough that we can do one show up there. So that's what we did. It was great.
That's cool.
The Fire Train.
Golly. 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I think I had just moved. A month before I had moved to Petaluma.
Petaluma, okay.
And was starting at Twit. That's crazy. Wait.
Yeah.
That means that you started the Giz Wiz, I thought, in 2000.
Yes, no, this was the first Giz Wiz from the brick house.
Oh, you're right. Yes. Yeah. Yes, the brick house, not the cottage. Yes.
No.
I missed that crucial bit of information.
Okay.
You were at the cottage, going to the brick house. Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you were in that video too, right?
Yeah.
The walk from the cottage.
Down the street. I had only started like a month before, 2 months, I guess. I had moved down 2 months before, and then I had started a month before. But golly, the wait for the brick house felt like half a year.
You must have been like 21, right?
Yeah, I was 22.
Oh my God. And Alex looked like a kid. Alex was there. I saw that RF guy. Thanks. I did go to that link.
Gosh, that is insane that's 10 years ago.
Isn't that amazing?
That is crazy.
Stormy D. Oh, let's see. It's 7:29. Dickie D finds a way to bring Wi-Fi into his apartment from Disneyland.
Perfect.
The
last of my bike gadgets.
Bike gadgets and a quickie. What the heck is it?
Perfect. In 3, 2. On this episode of the Giz Wiz, Dickie D finds a way to bring Wi-Fi all the way from Disneyland. I have the last of my bicycle gadgets and a quickie. What the heck is it? All next on the Giz Wiz!
It's the same show with Dickie D and OMG chat on your PC. It's time for the Giz Wiz because gadgets are his business. They've got a gizmo sickness, geek disease, under pathology, rows and rows of USBs, glowing LEDs. Get ready for the Giz Wiz now!
And here he is, our patron of gadgets, Dick D. Bartolo. How you doing, Dickie D?
I'm doing good, sir. And you?
Doing good. Doing very good.
Oh, excellent.
Anything new? Anything fresh?
Well, you know, it turned out it was so great that last week we did a show on Wednesday because I had forgotten that there was going to be a Zoom meeting about changes in boating in the Hudson and East River around Manhattan. And I thought, oh, that would be interesting. But it was scheduled for Thursday night at 6:30 to 8:30. And so I signed up for it thinking I might be able to see the beginning of it. And then we changed it to Wednesday. You were doing something or going
Right.
somewhere. So I attended that meeting, and I said to Dennis, this could be the most boring thing in the world, but it was kind of fascinating because they are doing a couple of things that are so inventive. There is a body of water in the East River where the East River joins the Long Island Sound. The tides are fierce. It's called Hell's Gate. And it's called Hell's Gate because the water is treacherous. You can go through there and see giant whirlpools. So when I go through there, I always get out the tide tables and make sure I go through at slack tide. And so the gentleman was saying, if you're boating in the East River near Hell's Gate, be aware of new buoys going in. The signage is not up yet. The buoys are in, the sign is not up. Because of the fierce currents there, they have installed giant propellers
Wow.
at the bottom of the Hell's Gate to see if they can generate electricity
Oh.
with the incredible tide changes there.
I was thinking they were going to calm the waters by doing like
no,
noise canceling. You know, you just push the water in the opposite way that it's going, and it'll all
Right.
work out. Oh wow, they're collecting energy.
Energy, yes, but at dead low tide, these giant propellers are just 6 feet below the surface.
Oh man.
So make sure you observe those buoys and go around them. So now I have to make a trip into the East River so I can see,
That is
make
crazy.
sure I can find those buoys and see what they're like. That was interesting. And the other fascinating thing was they had footage from the wheelhouse of new freighters that will be coming to New York that are twice the size of current freighters.
Oh.
And they are saying that the
Are these I think I've heard of like they can't fit through like the Panama Canal and stuff like that because they're so big.
something like that, like one of them turned sideways, I think, in the Suez Canal and got stuck sideways in the canal and stopped the canal.
Right.
So he showed some video from the bridge. The captain cannot see. The first boat he could see is a boat that's 151 feet in front of him. The first 150 feet of the river he cannot see.
Yikes. Get out of the way because they literally cannot see you.
Stay away. And the other thing he reminded people, and I remember stopping some crazy guy in a houseboat with my boat and the horns, is tugboats pulling huge barges let out so much cable that the cable goes underwater.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're new to boating, as this houseboater was, he thought he would just take a shortcut and go between the tug and the barge.
Uh-oh.
Now, the cable could just be a foot under the river, in which
Right.
case he would get snagged by it. And he said, just reminding new boaters, because boating has picked up incredibly because people can boat with their family and not worry about COVID. So boat sales are up like 30 to 40%. So that's the other thing they had this meeting for, was so many new boaters on the waterways to remind them how dangerous it can be with freighters and tugs and everything else. Yeah, something like that.
This is shared by
This is
Scooter X.
that's probably one of the little ones. Oh, here it is. Yes.
Larger than the Empire State Building. That is insane.
Yeah.
That is so big.
Look at this. Look at this. Can you? I hope I hope this is not a photo shop, and that they've already made sure
Right.
it can fit into the George Washington Bridge.
That is crazy.
It is amazing. It is astounding. And also what is amazing is when Dennis and I went to Canada on the Queen Mary 2, The Queen Mary 2 is so tall, it clears the Verrazano at high tide by 10 feet.
Oh.
And everybody, as it's leaving the Brooklyn, everybody runs up to the top deck.
Right.
And
of course.
it's really scary.
Yeah.
Because it does not look like it's going to do it. So
it's how many hundreds of feet tall, and you got just 10 feet. 10 feet.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like 17 decks, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Don't fly your kite when we're going under that bridge. No drones.
I wonder why such a big freight liner. I don't know, what do you call it?
A freighter.
Why is it now that it's like, is it because demand is so high now that COVID's kind of slowing down and they just need to put it anywhere? Like, you know, this article is saying the largest boat ever to the Port Authority. You'd think there was a reason, I don't know what that sound was, there was a reason that it wasn't there before, you know?
I think the reason is that they can do it now, carry that much more with maybe, 4 extra people instead of making...
Yeah. So is it that new? I thought that these been around for a while.
Well, not that big.
Yeah.
That's it's like an airplane. After you build a 727, you build
the 30, the 40.
Yes.
Right.
And that one, I guess it's gone again. The 2-story airplane.
Yeah.
What was that? The A something, and it only could land at certain airports because the airport had 2 separate landings so that the doors opened on 2 levels.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Creates a lot of.
Huh.
A lot of.
See, I thought this had been around for years and years and years, but I guess no, this is new. I mean, it makes sense to build it bigger.
It's the size.
The size. I see.
It's new. Yeah.
Okay.
So it turned out to be fascinating.
Yes, very cool. Very cool.
And you, anything thrilling?
Let me think. No, not really.
Okay.
I've been getting into treasure hunts. I don't know if you've heard of this or not, but like on Facebook, people will post treasure hunts. And it's kind of like geocaching. So this current one that I've been looking for, it's a Facebook page. And you just follow the Facebook page, and they have local businesses that have donated like gift cards and stuff. And then they also have some cash. And they post a new clue on where it is every day. And so
and it's for your town?
Yeah, it's for like an area.
Oh,
yeah,
it's a real treasure hunt.
It's a real treasure hunt. It's really out here somewhere hidden. And normally I kind of ignore, I've thought it was fascinating and I was ignoring it. But this month's treasure hunt no one's found it. And so, we're 29 days into the month. So there's been a ton of clues. There's only, a short amount of time. What they're going to do at the end of the month is roll the prize money into the next month. But there's tons of clues. And so, I've been looking at all these clues on Facebook and then coming up with, where I think it might be. And so that's been kind of something I've been doing over that,
that sounds. Now, who sponsors that?
It's just the Facebook page. So, it's just this Facebook page with, 1,000, 2,000 people who follow and like the page. And
does that, do you pay like $5 to be in it, and then they give someone all the money? No,
I don't exactly know. I mean, I guess they post on the page, kind of about the companies that gave some money.
Okay,
it's but I've definitely, if you were to ask me to name one of the companies that is part of this, I wouldn't. It's not a very good advertisement strategy because they don't tend to post, they're mostly posting about the clues, about, other people trying to look for it, and that sort of stuff. So far there's no cost to get into it. It's just a win-win.
And you get in your car and you drive
right.
and you to where you think?
Right. So I get in my car, drive. Like right now, I am positive it's in this park, and so I drive to the park, and then I take my Segway 9-bot scooter, and then I ride around, looking for at points of interest.
Have you ever run across other people looking?
Yes. It's become so. The one that I'm following right now is pretty local. It's pretty small, the amount of people who are doing it, and so I'll go to the park and I'll see 2 other people that are searching each time, and I've gone out like 8-9 times now to see if I can find this thing, and every time I've seen.
And how much is the prize?
It's about $600 of value.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So it's pretty good, and I'm sure some of it will be like $50 of coupons, or something.
I see.
There is a cash element to it, and then there's also I think like the
free dinners,
and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
I think that's fun.
Yeah. So anyway, that's something I've been doing over the last week. That's kind of been a problem. It's been a distraction because I have work to do, and then I'm like, oh, it could be, that hint could have been this thing, and then I'll look at Google Maps and it's got to be right here. It's got to be that's the spot it has to be, and then I'll go out there and search for 20 minutes and can't find it.
Okay, well, that sounds fun. Sounds fun.
Let's jump into some gadgets.
Let's jump into some gadgets. Okay, here's gadget number 1 that explains a problem I was having.
You've been to Disneyland, at least you've seen videos of Disneyland. So this is my apartment back to back with Disneyland. This is where Dennis and I have all our meals. Strangely, although Disneyland is like 30 feet away, I have 0 Wi-Fi back here. Okay? There is 2 bathrooms between us and steel doors. Both apartments have. If I leave both steel doors open, I get Wi-Fi back here. If not, I don't. So I tried one of these little Wi-Fi extenders. I had Wi-Fi as far as the bathroom, which didn't help. Then I used Powerline Wi-Fi. Okay, you plug in back at the router to here, plug it in a wall, then plugged one in here. This actually did work on and off fairly well until Con Ed changed all the meters to digital. And even though the apartments were on separate meters or are on separate meters, I could still get a signal through the wire. But now with the digital meters, this is just 0. And the whole object of this was, I wanted to watch a Zoom meeting the other night while we were having dinner. And I brought my Chromebook back here, and I thought, well, just watch it on the Chromebook. And then I suddenly realized, wait a minute, Chromebooks don't have a Ethernet input. I only have hardwired back here. And then I remembered this little guy, okay? It was at a press meeting online about 6 weeks ago, OWC, and they said, would you like one of our new Travel Dock E? And I said, yeah, that'd be great. So I thought, wait a minute, this uses USB-C, then I'll have an Ethernet port. And then I thought, now I need a cable. But you don't need a cable, okay? Because the cable is, they made a little notch here, okay? So you can easily get the cable out. So this goes C to C, all right? This computer is C, okay? This is an Acer Chromebook. This happens to have a lot of ports on it, but a lot of the new thin laptops have almost nothing. So when you put this in here, several advantages over the new one. It has a 100-watt pass-through, so I can take the charger that comes with the Acer and plug it in here. It'll keep charging the Acer while I'm using everything else. And then I just plugged into the hardwired Ethernet cable in here and watch the video. It adds an SD card slot. Let me just look at the thing. I don't want to miss anything. It adds two USB 3.2 Type A. It adds a HDMI 4K. It adds the gigabyte internet, the 100-watt USB pass-through, and it's $65. Okay, and you want the travel dock, USB-C travel dock E. Okay, because it looks identical to the old one in a picture. The old one doesn't have Ethernet, doesn't have this built-in cable along the bottom. It has a 60-watt pass-through, not the 100-watt pass-through. And you want that if you want to be charging your laptop as you're using all these ports. A great travel gadget. That's it. And coming up soon, I'll tell you how I did get wireless in here. But that's next.
Interesting. So I have one of those very thin.
Oh, the new one?
Thin. No, not that. Just I have one of the thin new laptops that only has like USB ports, one of the MacBooks. And yeah, it's frustrating not having an SD card slot or, okay, I have the SD card slot dongle, but now I can't charge the thing. So this is awesome. I love this. That's awesome.
It's funny. I also did this with Leo, and Leo said, he said, I have the previous one, and I can't charge my MacBook because it's 60 watts. And he said, I'm getting this right away because I need the 100 watts.
That price is really reasonable. I mean, really, really reasonable.
It's very. I read someone else's review of it, and the guy said that it has some plastic in it. He said, but the nearest one that he could find that did all this was $100 some odd.
Yeah.
So he said, value-wise, this is really astounding.
Yeah. It's funny. The photos don't even show all of the things because you got your Ethernet, which you were using.
Yes.
And then it only shows the pass-through. I guess that is what that is. HDMI and USB. Oh,
yes.
And then there's the SD card.
Yes, you have to get and I'm not sure. I don't know why it's not made clearer that the Otherworld Computing USB-C Travel Dock E is what people need. The E is for Ethernet because the other ones do not have.
I see. And I was confused. Okay.
Yes. So it's very easy to buy the wrong one. I mean, you may not want Ethernet or care, but in a lot of places, they're both the same price. So you might as well get the latest.
I definitely want that. Yeah, it looks like they haven't updated their Amazon offerings yet.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's what I want. Because especially someone who's doing gaming, doing production, all around, that Ethernet cable can come in so handy. So handy if you're in a pinch. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, so then here's how I got Wi-Fi into my living space.
So after all of that hassle with trying to use a hardwired connection, I thought I really need Wi-Fi back here. And I wasn't sure how to get it. And I thought if only there was a person on the radio that you could ask about this. Okay. So I did. I said, Leo, I have a hardwire going to the back apartment. How can I get Wi-Fi out of it? And he said, get the TP-Link access point. Okay, and I did. This is 400 megabits, and it's the wireless access point. And the funny thing is when you open the box, it says you can configure this as an access point, or you can configure this as a range extender mode. All right. So I just did it as access point. And I mean, it's pretty easy, folks. Comes with AC power. And then that wire that I have would go in there. Oh. But instead, I also bought this TP-Link, the 5-port gigabit. And so basically the one cable went in there, and then I have 4 cables that I can use. So I put the cable into this, and from that I ran to this. I ran another one to my Roku box, and I have this left over. I have no idea what this is for, but when you're using as an access point, you don't need this. I think it's something if you want to mount it. I don't know.
It kind of looks like power over Ethernet.
Chad will, or maybe the chat room will know. Okay.
I'm not sure.
And everything, including I needed 1 cable. Everything was under $50. Okay. So with the TP-Link access point in place, it's a very neat installation from the front. Okay. And something you don't show company is the installation from the back. Okay. So this is where the single cable comes in from the front apartment. It's a 100-foot cable that Dennis and I ran under rugs, around furniture, up over the ceiling. And it goes into this PC Link. Now I have a pretty fast Wi-Fi in the back apartment. And it was very inexpensive.
So, yeah, that TP-Link thing was $25.
Well, I'll take it.
Yeah, and the little 5 gigabyte box, I think it was $20.
Interesting.
And it is the best reviewed thing I ever saw on Amazon.
Oh, really?
It got 4.8 stars from, not this one, the
other one. This
yeah.
never goes down. This thing is built like a tank, I guess.
64, almost 64. Oh, it was $16.
Yeah, look at that.
Almost 64,000 reviews.
I think I own this. I'm pretty positive I own this.
I think I have one too, but I don't know where it was. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to order this because for $16, I'm not going to start going through bins.
Yeah, totally. Totally. This is great. So how is the Ethernet like just drilled through the wall? Like you just have this port?
No, it goes under my You know what? I bought cat cable that
Cat
looks
5.
like the old flat wire that you used to be able to use with TV sets.
Yes.
It's totally flat wire. So it goes up the wall in Disneyland. It goes under the front door. It goes down the hall, but under the rug.
Is it like this type of flat wire? Like.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I think it might even be a touch thinner.
Yeah.
Then in my apartment, it goes up a wall. It goes across the ceiling.
I see.
Because the wire is white. And then it goes through some cabinets that drill the hole in the kitchen. So it comes out on top of the cabinets in the living room.
Perfect.
But it works great. It's not astounding. I think I'm getting 60 gigabytes. Is it gigabytes down?
Yeah, gigabits down, gigabits up.
Down, and 24 up.
It's better than what you had before, for sure.
Oh, my. Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, that gives you everything. That's amazing.
No. And did anybody in the chat room know what that thing was? I had a thing here. It's called passive PoE, whatever.
Yeah,
I have
power
no
over
idea.
Ethernet. So PoE stands for power over Ethernet. Yeah. So I wonder if you can power the access point with power over Ethernet, and then you wouldn't have to plug it into the wall. And so you'd plug
that would
it in.
be great.
So you'd plug it in. You plug it in there at the PoE power over Ethernet injector, and then one of them would go. Make sure you get it correct, otherwise you'll be sending power to the wall. But yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. But yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. So power over Ethernet, you'll see a lot in like security cameras, where you'll have you'll just want to do one Ethernet run and not a separate, power run plus the Ethernet run, and so you can power a security camera via the Ethernet cable.
So how much power does a security camera take? So is
Well,
there
a little?
a little? Okay.
Yeah, and power over Ethernet's only rated for very low wattage. It's like
Right. Okay.
it's very, very low.
Well, anyway, that free thing is in the box.
There you go. So I guess
And-
you could power it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, and look, it even says on here with passive power over Ethernet with free power over Ethernet injector.
Yeah.
There you go.
And yeah, $25, and it's 450 something. If you want, they make a lesser one that's 300, but it's only $7 cheaper. Has less antennas. So I figured, I mean, I did the whole thing for 40 some odd dollars.
Right. That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was super.
All wired up.
All wired up and ready to go. Okay, that brings us to what the heck is it? So Chad, you can jump in too.
Okay.
And chat room too.
It's a what the heck is it? Charlie the dog couldn't guess. We're going to ask Dennis, what the heck is it?
Looks like a timer.
A pillbox. Okay. I was going to do this as the what the heck is it contest, and I thought people might know what it is. Chat room, do you know?
Still. Oh,
Yeah,
it's a
you know.
can opener?
Yeah.
Oh my!
I love this thing.
I would have never guessed.
Okay, well, I guess I could have done it. Well, let's
I
go in
guess
the
I could have.
kitchen.
Yes, I guess I could have.
Yeah, here's another hint.
Doorknob opener.
Any idea what it is?
A can opener?
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Joseph Can Do compact can opener. All right. So like I said, I bought it as a what the heck is it? And then I thought, well, suppose this is a popular gadget. Anyway, I did like the idea that instead of having a big can opener in the drawer, this is really neat, especially like in a boat or a camper. This is ideal. Even if you go back to college and you eat Chef Boyardee, this is an easy thing. So it says all you do is put the lid between the blade. All right. And it has finger grips on the side. Okay. And then you turn it. And then, you know what? Unlike so many other things we've done, I suspect that this is working. I heard the click.
Oh,
You know what?
that
That worked really well.
Very
I'm just gonna
simple.
drop the lid in the sink to show you that when you push this button, it automatically lets the lid go. Now,
A little magnet.
this sort of worries me.
Very sharp.
It's not terribly sharp. I'm gonna get that lid out again. See, it sort of cuts below the lid. I mean, it's possible you could store this in the refrigerator with this lid sort of on. All right, so it's not, it looks like it should be sharp, but it's not. But I certainly wouldn't leave this, with kids around who might play with it. But it works incredibly well for what it is. And we're going to check the current price, but I believe I paid less than $10 on it. Joseph can do compact can opener. And ladies and gentlemen, it works.
That is cool. And someone in the chat who said this, space saving too, Magoo. Something that I'm like at home, I have my electric can opener, right?
Yes.
But where I'm always using a manual one is camping. And there, you got your chuck boxes, you got to save some space in there. So this would be a perfect camping can opener.
Yeah.
Because it's so
$8.
small. And $8! I can't believe that. That's such a good price.
Yeah. Be careful because someone else is selling it for $27. So I put the link. I put the $8 link in the show notes.
And we'll have the Alibaba version in just a moment, too.
Yeah. Oh, it's in gray. Is it the same price in gray?
Yeah, dark gray. Looks like it's not available.
Oh, the price disappears.
It's not available in gray at the moment.
Yeah.
But look, 4,000 reviews. They love it.
Yeah.
This is great. So I have seen other can openers that basically, they like take off the lip. They take off the little joining part right there. They don't cut into the can. They kind of cut around the can, as this one does. So I've definitely seen that before. You're not going to be using it as a cup or anything like that. With how...
No.
But, wow.
No, it works really nice.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
That's great. That's really cool. Cheap, good,
cheap,
confusing. So, what the heck is perfect? What the heck is it? I thought that...
It could have been. It's too late now.
There you go. Okay, cool. Wow.
Okay, so...
It's time.
We're going to go on to the final cheap buy gadget
but you might want it at Chad's Crappy Corner. Get it.
Okay, I have something that's just a little confusing. This is the gadget, the whole I don't know if this is quite a what the heck is it, but this is the entire gadget right here. Any ideas? There's no way. There's no way you're
Is it a light?
It is not a light. It has something to do with light, but it is not a light.
Wow. No, it almost looks like a deodorant.
It works just like deodorant.
Is it putty?
It's not putty. It's a weird gadget. Now, it does come with this lid.
I'm intrigued.
Okay, this is what it's called. Oops. Safety skin.
Oh, my...
And it, but it's tiny. It's tiny. So, I see some people in the chat room. They know what it is. So, I had a video. So, we will head to the video.
Gosh.
Hey, Diggity. We are back with the last of the bicycle gadgets. This week, we are taking a look at a safety bicycle gadget. Here it is, safety skin. So we've all seen on bicycles those reflectors that bounce light back to where it's coming from so that you can see it easily. And this should do that as a thing that you can apply to your skin. In the photos, it definitely looks a little bit larger than this. It kind of looks like a big deodorant stick in the photos. It's a little itty bitty thing. It's so tiny. And it kind of looked transparent in the photos. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apply a little bit. Well, I guess maybe it's transparent. I can't tell if I applied any, to be honest. It comes out just like normal deodorant. I'm gonna apply it again. I can kind of see some stuff up here. I guess let's go outside and see, did this actually apply anything onto my skin? Okie dokie, we're outside and there is a flash on this camera, so it should bounce this light directly back to the camera.
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
it doesn't look like much to me because I'm off angle from the reflector, but hopefully you can see that. Down here, the stick really kind of, it worked a lot better because I can just see the grayness there. So let me try again. I'm gonna really push on my skin and get it on there. And that's very gray to my eye. Very, very gray to me. So we can kind of see how off angle it would work. And this would hopefully add some safety to yourself. It doesn't really move around that much. I feel like I could definitely sweat through this and it would stay. So I'm curious to look at the footage. And here, I'm just gonna do a small amount, just lightly pressing right there. So I'm very curious to see what the footage looks like. Okay, now we're back inside where the light isn't directly shining on my skin and you can get an idea of what my arm looked like to me. This is, you know, the really, really dark part. This was the very last light application, and then this is what we kind of did live. So there is a little bit of gray on my skin, but especially this one up here, after looking at the footage, it was very visible from the camera and obviously from a car. That's what they would see. And to me, in person, it doesn't look like that much. So I think this is really, really cool. If you are gonna go biking and you want an extra added layer of visibility when it comes to cars and their headlights, this would add. Obviously, I feel like this shouldn't even need to be said, but this is really only for nighttime use. During the day, this would do almost nothing. It is a little bit comical how small it is, especially compared to how big I thought I was getting, but it worked well. It's staying on, and a light touch seemed to work pretty good, so it seems like it would go a long way. So it's 18 bucks. Here it is on Amazon. And for those who are confused about how it's working, it works exactly like those reflectors that are on pedals or on your shoes. You know, some clothes have them. And so you need a light source pointing away from where you're going to see it. You know, it doesn't work if the light source is too off angle because it comes right back to where it's coming from.
Oh, I see.
So that's why inside,
but that's to the right, so yeah.
You can't see it.
A car behind you would be perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just like how a stop sign doesn't have any illumination on it, but it will bounce back and seem bright, it works exactly the same way. So completely passive. You know, it's not even creating light. It's just bouncing light. And that's why it looks so vibrant when the flash on my camera is on, is because that pinpoint of light is directly next to the lens. So it works really well. So anyway.
Do you think it would work on clothing or on your helmet or just skin?
I think it would. Now there's a chance it wouldn't stick for a long time. But I could see it working. Here, let me just grab a Kleenex. You know, it doesn't quite want to
Maybe it needs your skin to be sort of a rough surface.
Right. So yeah, I'm not quite sure about cloth. Now, one thing is that right after I recorded the video, I went over to the sink and I turned on the sink and ran my arm under it, and almost none of it came off. So that was kind of my like sweat test. Yes, and then I took soap and to see just how hard it was to just get it off of me, and it came off very quickly once I used soap. So I'm really happy with how well it stuck, especially underwater, and then how quickly it came off, which is great. So it's a bit it seems a bit expensive. I mean, I guess this is reasonable. It's $18 for such a small little stick, but I really do think it would go a long way, so you can kind of see. Once that flashes on, it
yeah.
really bounces back, which is pretty cool.
No, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So there you go with the safety
Skin.
and be aware, this is
The
this is how
size.
much you get. It's not like a big
Is it
old
like a half an ounce?
It is 1.5 ounces. Yeah.
1.5 ounces.
1.5 ounces.
Okay.
So there you go. Safety Skin. And thank you to our patrons for choosing bike gadgets. You guys will get to choose whatever next month's theme is. So stay locked to that Patreon. Thank you guys for your support. Next, let's jump into Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy, together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play in Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
Our email this week is from Ben from Omaha, who submitted videos a few times. And he said, Dick and Chad, this is my favorite gadget from Five Below.
Ooh.
So let's take a peek.
Here it is.
Hello, Dick and Chad. This is Ben from Omaha, Nebraska. I'd like to talk to you today about my favorite gadget. This is the Glow wireless LED speaker. I got it from Five Below. It's cool because on the bottom here is the LED. Now you have your charging port on the bottom, and your speaker controls are also on the bottom. You can power it up like so. Once it's powered up, you will see that it changes color. Now you can also push the bottom triangle button here and it will flash LEDs. And when you have something going, such as a podcast playing, that bottom triangle button will pause it as well. I hope you enjoyed my favorite gadget.
Okay.
Cool.
Did he put a link to the?
Yeah.
Was it $5? Oh, it's just $5.95.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You can get it in black. Ooh, black.
Yeah. Or yeah.
Very
you get your choice of
techy.
color. Fancy.
Wow.
That is a good
Bluetooth.
price for
That's-
a Bluetooth speaker. That is really
I don't know
good.
where Five Below, how much money they can make
I
these gadgets.
I know. They must be making
$6.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben. So, Ben, I will send you the current issue of Mad magazine because I know you're in Nebraska. And I think we have one more video. So we're looking for more videos. Okay. Especially, we would love it if someone who's never submitted before. It's so easy. Just make a little 1 to 3 minute video. Okay. Horizontal. When you shoot the video, make sure we can hear you and see the gadget. That's it. Put it up on YouTube. There's a drop-down menu, and you can click unlisted, and YouTube will give you a URL, and only people with that URL can see your video. And send it to us, mail@gizwiz.tv. And if we use it, I always say we use 9. I can only think of maybe 2 videos in 10 years we didn't show. Mail@gizwiz.tv. Anything to do with a gadget. The worst, the best, the oldest, and we especially love it, is old technology that you paid a bundle for like 15 years ago that it's almost laughable now that you paid that much. Those are great fun for everybody to share because I'm sure we all have bought something like that in the past too. Okay, mail at gizwiz.tv and get one done this week. That's an order.
Send it in.
Send
With that,
it in.
let's move on to the letter.
Become the letters, your lovely letters. Become the Giz Wiz letters now.
No.
Our letter is from Roger S. and Roger is in the chat room. It freaked me out when when I read the first line. Dick, here's the fan you showed, the three-way fan, the X10. There's now an upgrade that has a disco light in it. And I thought, oh no, do I have to buy another? Just to show the chat room that nothing is beneath me buying it. So Roger, what you may not have known is that, so go to the link and I'll tell you why I didn't have to buy one. Because thanks to Chad, about 5 years ago, you found that gadget.
Yeah.
All right.
I found some that could connect to phones and PCs and Android devices.
So here is the X10 as in that photo, okay? And the back of the X10 has USB out.
You made it yourself. Oh, that's...
Dun. So I didn't have to buy another X10.
That is too funny.
But Chad, look at the price of them now.
I was gonna ask. I don't remember what was the original price.
I think you paid like $8 or something.
Right.
I got 8 of them for $11.
What? Okay, wait one second. Right here. Oh my gosh! Yeah. Yeah. Look at that.
8 of them for $10.59. Now, for some reason, they show color ones and white ones. They're all the same.
Right. Maybe off and
what
on
they did is
what they're going for.
Exactly. But you can use this with anything that can take USB, okay?
And what was the original name of the fan? The X10?
Oh, the X10. The
okay.
X10. Which is a fan, LED light, 7,800 milliamp battery, and so it has charging out, and that's what you use to plug in your little disco light or whatever else you want.
That was $20.
It was inexpensive. Oh my gosh, it went down again.
Is that $20 is what I've found it for. So they're selling the disco version for $5 more, which is just that little light thing.
Yes. That you can buy for $10. You can buy for like $1.50, $1.20.
And I'm sure there is a factory in China pumping those out for even less.
Oh my gosh!
And in fact, Scooter X may have found something.
And if you want one of these little things, look on Amazon because they also sell them a little more expensive, but they sell them with a little converter for USB-C and micro USB. Oh, look at...
Do you want a 5-piece mix? That's only $7. We could get the USB. What's the difference between these?
But that's not much cheaper than I paid.
Oh, yeah. That isn't much. And that's only 5 pieces, not 8.
And how much shipping? Is there any shipping?
$1. $1 shipping. Yeah. The problem is you got to wait a month. August 22nd is when it'll arrive.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait that long for a disco light. What if there's a disco emergency?
What if we have to get down on the floor, on the dance floor?
Exactly.
It takes way too long.
I sent another link. So Roger S., his screen name is Fuel Boat. So I emailed him and I said, Roger, I'm going to use your letter, your email on the show tonight, but why is your screen name Fuel Boat? And he said, Fuel Boat comes from a class of race boat I was a crew member on. It's a top fuel hydro drag boat that runs in the 240 mile plus range in the quarter mile. Drag boat racing has pretty much stopped because of money issues and sponsorship. The engines produce over 8,000 horsepower. And they're used in.
And you could cut that by a
NHL
factor of 10, and I would still be.
show a picture of the boat.
Yikes!
Unbelievable. And so, fuelboat.com is where this info is.
That is crazy.
So, Roger, thanks for the email and for the info on that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Fuel boat.
Fuel boat.
It sounds powerful. Sounds very powerful.
Captain J says, my kids use those USB disco lights with a battery charging pack at dances and at night football games.
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
That's great. It's great.
Perfect.
Yeah, disco fan.
Well, I want to say a big thank you to our patrons over at patreon.com/GizWiz. Thank you so much for your support of the show. You guys are incredible. We really, really, really appreciate your support. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You guys will be choosing next month's Crappy Corner theme. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you like the show and want to give back, please consider giving back over at patreon.com/GizWiz. That is our Patreon page. If you want to give via PayPal instead of Patreon, you can head on over to gizwiz.tv, click on the Patreon tab at the top of the website, and there is a PayPal link for you to use there. Speaking of gizwiz.tv, that's where you can watch the show live. Just about every Thursday, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern Time. You can join the chat room just down there. You can also subscribe on iTunes or any podcatcher of your choice, or on YouTube, or you can see all of our previous episodes there on the website. Head on over to gizwiz.biz, that's Dickie D's website. If you want the mobile version of that, head to gizwiz.me. We got .biz, .tv, .me. We got all the GizWizes. So head on over there and check out all the gadgets that we talked about on the show. If you want to see anything that we mentioned, you can see all those articles there. You can also play What the Heck Is It? The game show online. This is a gadget, a whole gadget. We love to parody this on this show with weird looking gadgets, but this is the official and this is obvious to me. This is the My First Button Maker for children to make their buttons if they want to do that. If you think you know what this is, get a guessing. There are 6 Mad Magazines for correct answers and 12 Mad Magazines for funny, clever, hilarious, or interesting answers. So get a guessing over at gizwiz.biz. That wraps it up for our show. We'll see you next week.
I'll be here. All right, we'll do a photo. I guess I'll do my disco fan. That's
the Ben 10 thing.
Get my plugged in here.
There we go. I'll act like I'm sticking this under my armpit here. And 3, 2, 1. Nice.
All righty. Uncanny gadget. Reflection on safety.
Roll on your skin. Disco fun. Emergency plan. Emergency disco plan. Dick gets canned. People have to click. They'll be worried.
Disco fan.
Dick gets wired.
Dick gets wired. That's a reflection on safety. I'm glowing.
Maybe wired on internet, wired on safety, wired on disco. It applies it directly to its skin. Plan to get canned.
Wired to fire. Giz Wiz gets wired.
Yeah, Giz Wiz gets wired.
That's good.
Let's do that one.
That's
We
good.
just had to find the perfect thing to get wired. 3, 2. It's time for the Giz Wiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick D. Bartolo. This is episode 1842, recorded Thursday, July 29th, 2021. Giz Wiz gets wired.
There's another good one. Dick flips his lid.
Do you want to do that one? It's pretty funny.
Oh, you know what? I do, and I'll tell you why. Because I already was wired.
Yeah. You get wireless.
Yes.
Is the truth thing.
Dick flips his lid. Is
Well,
like
I
an
like
old
that. I
funny
like that.
expression.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just read here. Well, anyway, 3, 2. It's time for the Giz Wiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick D. Bartolo. This is episode 1842, recorded Thursday, July 29th, 2021. Dick flips his lid.
That's good. Who is that? That was Cyber Whip. Thank you.
Whip.
And thank you you guys are very good at this.
Yes.
A can-do attitude. You guys are very good.
I can't
all right,
believe that
chat room.
we have the chat room so trained. I was noticing titles before the episode ended. You guys are incredible. You guys are the best.
They are. And like in Giz Fizz, we do captioning photos and snappy answers.
amazing.
They're really amazing. They're very creative. All right, so chat room, Leo on Saturday, and Giz Fizz, and then we'll be back here next Thursday.
Sends to Rachel, thanks. Okay, cool.
Okay, everybody. And Ben, if you're in the chat room, hi, I didn't see you there, but thank you for your video.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks,
bye,
Scooter
everybody.
X. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, Scooter X, thank you. Okay, bye.